Hello, my name is Tristan West, and welcome to Public Pictures Theater. Today we're going to be looking at the sixth movie in the Road 2 series, Road to Bali. The plot centers around George and Harold, played by Bing Crosby and Bob Hope respectively. Like in the other movies, the two of them travel from various locations, starting in Australia and ending in Bali. Throughout this comedy, the pair leap from one problem to the next and hilarity ensues. This 1952 film was directed by Hal Walker and released by Paramount Pictures. Much of the soundtrack was provided by Crosby and Hope themselves, and is loaded with gags, cameo appearances, and Bob Hope's famous fourth wall breaking. Now, normally we start off these episodes with a more interesting trivia and the history of the movie. But this time around we're going to play a little trivia game on the panel, sprinkling in the interesting bits throughout the movie, and then end with our usual panel discussion. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Road to Bali. Every movie has behind-the-scenes action, little-known trivia, and interesting tidbits about the production. I'm joined here today by Patricia and Gabby, and we're going to be playing a trivia game. Rules here are simple. I'll ask a question, provide 4 possible answers, and the first person to raise their hand after I say go gets to try and answer. If they get it wrong or raise their hand before I finish reading, the other person has one chance to try and steal it. There's also a couple of true or false questions at the end. In the movie, Bing Crosby makes a one-off reference to a baseball team of which he was a part owner. Which one was it? Was it the New York Yankees, the Cleveland Indians, the Chicago Cubs, or the Pittsburgh Pirates? Go. Yes, Gabby.
Is it the Pittsburgh Pirates?
It is the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 1 point to Gabby. This was the first Road 2 film in the series to feature a number of surprise cameos from other well-known celebrities at the time. Which of the following actors did not make a cameo appearance in the movie? Bob Crosby, Dean Martin, James Stewart, or Jerry Lewis? Go. Yes, Gabby.
James Stewart?
That is correct. James Stewart was the star of It's a Wonderful Life. The final surprise cameo of the movie came at the very end in the form of an actress that Harold summoned out of the basket. Who was this actress? Was it Judy Garland, Jane Russell, Lucille Ball, or Veronica Lake? Go. Patricia?
I feel like it was the second one you mentioned, but I can't remember her name now.
Jane Russell, that is correct.
Haha!
Yeah. What was the name of the squid that threatened Bob Hope in the underwater scene? Was it Bragatan, Bugatala, Bulgatan, or Bulgaria? Go. Gabby.
I believe it was the third one.
Bulgatan.
Bo-Katan.
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct. This one is true or false. The ending beach scene was a part of a set. Go. Patricia.
False.
That is correct. True or false? This movie was the second in the series to be filmed in Technicolor. Go. Gabby.
True?
That is actually false. This movie was the first and only movie in the Road 2 series to be filmed in Technicolor. So, that is all of our questions, and our winner is Gabby. Congratulations, Gabby.
Thank you.
So, that was Road to Bali. What do you guys think of the movie?
I personally liked the movie. I know it doesn't meet like modern standards, but for what it was, I thought it was funny, and I liked the fourth wall breaks because I didn't realize that was something that they did so early on. So
yeah, I personally, it was okay. I just found myself, I got into the beginning, and then we hit the middle, and I kind of zoned out, and then the ending happened, and I liked the ending. That I thought was fun, I enjoyed it, but the whole middle part is just kind of a blur for me. Like, I don't know, I think perhaps if I understood more of the references that were being made and the humor, I would have enjoyed it more, but it wasn't particularly my cup of tea.
It really is a dated movie with a lot of the jokes. However, when I first saw it, I was kind of surprised at the format they used, and it was something that you don't really see a lot of today, where they just jumped from one thing to the next. What do you guys think of that? Was it too fast-paced for you, or were you able to follow along pretty nicely?
I liked it. I mean, I have a shorter attention span, so I liked the fast pacing, and we kind of moved on. I don't like when things are very drawn out. And it wasn't like another movie that I watched earlier this week where it was kind of just jumping from one thing to another within 5 minutes. This was still a little drawn out and spaced out well, but it moved on nicely.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. So as much as I found myself losing attention, it was paced well enough that you could jump back into it and reasonably understand what was going on if you had zoned out for about 5 minutes. And I really enjoy that because I feel like a lot of modern film and TV today, if you miss 2 seconds, you're done. It's over. You've missed it.
Very true. How do you guys think this movie would do if it came out today? You know, obviously with, better camera, a better camera work and like more high quality imaging.
I'd be interested. I think especially if you were to keep the musical aspect of it, I feel as though musical movies nowadays aren't really a big thing for people to go and watch. I almost think in that way it would do better translating to Broadway, for example, and being a show. I think the closest I can think of is High School Musical. Like, I watched the movie and I didn't enjoy it, but I saw it as a junior production at our local theater, and I enjoyed it as a production. So I think as a movie being remade today, I don't know if it would do well, but I think if it were to be an actual theater production, it might be more successful.
I disagree.
Interesting.
But that's because I generally like those musical / movies, like The Greatest Showman. I think they're fun to watch, and I think maybe including a song closer to the end, because I felt like there's a large chunk of time where it kind of just cut off. So adding something in there and reworking the script to make more modern references, but I think it would do well. I would watch it.
Yeah, you know what? Les Mis did pretty well, and that was 2 hours of straight singing. So it might do well.
All very good points. A lot of the humor in it, I think, was very dated, especially most of the references. What did you guys think of the humor overall?
I liked it. I thought it was funny, even if the references were dated. But I'm a very simple person who finds a lot of things funny.
I'm someone who enjoys fourth wall breaks, so as much as that's not everybody's sense of humor, nothing is funnier to me than an actor locking eyes with the camera and addressing the audience directly. That is, for me, that's peak humor.
All right. Well, and that's all the time we have for today, so thank you, Patricia and Gabby, for joining us today.
No problem.
And that was Bing Crosby and Bob Hope's Road to Bali. I hope you all enjoyed this oldie but a goodie, and I hope that it helped you get a better feel and appreciation for old Hollywood. I'm Tristan West, and this has been Public Pictures Theater. Thank you.